This is the Hoover Dam, built 88 years ago over 5 years at the cost of hundreds of American lives. It was once called the eighth wonder of the world. At the time, it was truly a monumental engineering achievement. In 1931, the decision was made to build a dam to control flooding on the Colorado River. After surveying the area, engineers chose a narrow canyon section in the middle. The height was just right and would save a significant amount of building materials. The first major challenge was diverting the river. The most practical solution was to build 4 massive diversion tunnels around the construction site. But back then, building giant tunnels was easier said than done. The rock on both sides of the canyon was extremely hard. In 1931, tunnel boring machines didn't exist, so the only option was manpower. Engineers built a makeshift drilling rig, boring holes by hand and packing them with explosives. The blasted rock was cleared away and set aside. It would be needed later. Once the debris was cleared, workers had to pour concrete along the tunnel walls to stabilize the rock. Only after the concrete was set could the next round of blasting begin. Today, a single tunnel boring machine could handle all of this with ease. Even so, the 4 diversion tunnels took 18 months and countless lives to complete. Next, it was time to put all that excavated rock to use. All the rock was dumped into the river to form a cofferdam. The blocked river rose and flowed into the 4 diversion tunnels, then continued downstream. The second major challenge was figuring out how to build a massive rock-solid dam. To handle the enormous water pressure, engineers designed the dam in an arch shape. It was thinner at the top and thicker at the base, but that still wasn't enough. It also needed solid canyon walls to transfer the load. The surface rock on the canyon walls had already weathered and was quite fragile, so engineers had to remove all the weathered surface rock until only the original bedrock remained. Of course, this also required manually rigging explosives and blasting by hand. In the end, an arch-shaped cavity was carved into the canyon walls. The ground also had to support the dam's enormous weight, so they dug an additional 295 feet down based on the dam's footprint. Next came building the dam body itself. But cement generates heat when it reacts with water. Pouring all the concrete at once would generate massive heat, causing the material to expand and crack. They ultimately decided to pour the concrete in sections so the heat could dissipate easily. In addition, they embedded steel pipes throughout the concrete sections. These pipes carried cold water to regulate the temperature inside the concrete. This allowed the concrete to set quickly and cleanly. Once the concrete hardened, workers filled the steel pipes with grouting cement. There was still another problem. Water at the bottom of the reservoir could seep under the dam and create an upward lifting force. This would seriously threaten the stability of the dam, so they built internal tunnels inside the dam body and inserted pipes into the foundation to drain the seeping water out. This greatly reduced the upward lifting force. The next step was using the dam to generate electricity. So a U-shaped power plant was designed downstream. The plant covered an area roughly the size of 2 football fields. Inside were 17 vertical turbine generators, each one enormous. Installing them required large pulley cable cranes to lift them into place. 4 massive towers were built on top of the dam. These were the intake towers. The diversion tunnels, dug at such great effort earlier, finally came back into use. 2 of the intake towers connect pipes to 2 of the tunnels to channel water to the turbine generators. The other 2 intake towers required an entirely new pipeline to be dug. This way, water from upstream could travel through the pipes to reach the generators. The water pressure spins the generators to produce electricity. The remaining 2 tunnels couldn't go to waste either. To prevent extreme floodwaters from overtopping the dam and damaging downstream structures, spillways were built on both upstream sides of the dam. The spillway pipes were made by converting the other 2 diversion tunnels. When the water level reaches a certain height, water flows into the spillway openings and is released downstream. Throughout the entire construction of Hoover Dam, hundreds to thousands of people are estimated to have lost their lives due to various accidents, including falls, collapses, and drowning. It was a monumental engineering feat of its era and remains one of the largest concrete gravity dams in the world.